At exactly 2:13 in the morning, 17-year-old Ethan Cole received a video on his phone. There was no sender, no name, no notification, just one video. Ethan stared at the screen for a few seconds. Then, he pressed play. A news reporter appeared. She was standing outside a hospital, and she was reporting something that hadn't happened yet. Police are searching for 17-year-old Ethan Cole, who disappeared last night. Ethan froze, because according to the clock on the video, the disappearance was supposed to happen tomorrow. But then, he noticed something in the background. A police officer was standing behind the reporter, and he was wearing Ethan's father's jacket. Ethan's father had been dead for 6 years. Ethan watched the video again, and this time, he noticed something even stranger. The reporter wasn't looking at the camera. She was looking directly at someone, standing beside it. Someone Ethan couldn't see. Then, she whispered something. "He's watching us." The video ended. Ethan thought someone had hacked his phone, so he checked the file. No sender, no account, no trace of where it came from. And somehow, the video had been recorded using the exact camera on Ethan's phone tomorrow morning at 8:41. Ethan played it again. Then he heard something buried underneath the audio. A voice, his own voice. "Don't look outside." Ethan slowly turned toward his bedroom window. Across the street was a black car, and sitting inside it was Ethan. But not 17-year-old Ethan. This version of him looked about 30 years old. Ethan ran downstairs. He opened the front door. The street was empty. The car was gone. No witnesses. No tire marks. Nothing. Then, his phone vibrated. Another video. This one showed his bedroom. The camera was sitting on his desk. Someone walked into the room. It was Ethan, but older, much older. The older Ethan looked directly into the camera and said, "If you're seeing this, I failed again." Ethan stopped breathing. Again? What did that mean? The older Ethan continued, "This is the 7th time you've reached this moment." The video ended. Ethan spent the next few hours searching through everything he could find. Old photographs, hard drives, his father's belongings, anything that could explain what was happening. Then, he found an old locked box. Inside was a photograph. It showed Ethan standing beside his father. But something was wrong. In the background was the same black car. Ethan turned the photograph over. There was a date written on it, 2039. Ethan was born in 2009. He wasn't even alive when that photograph was supposedly taken. And underneath the date were 5 handwritten words. "Don't let Ethan remember." Ethan stared at the handwriting because he recognized it. It was his own. Then, his phone rang. It was Noah, his best friend. Noah sounded terrified. "Ethan, I found your videos," Ethan asked. "Which videos?" There was a long silence. Then Noah whispered, "The ones you haven't made yet." A file appeared on Ethan's phone. Ethan opened it. Noah was standing inside a dark room. Behind him were dozens of monitors. Every screen showed Ethan. Different ages, different places, different versions of his life. Noah looked directly into the camera. "We tried destroying the phone," he paused. "It keeps coming back." Ethan asked him, "Who's doing this?" Noah looked away. Then, he said something Ethan wasn't prepared to hear. "You are." Ethan laughed nervously. "No." Noah shook his head. "Not you now." He looked directly into the camera. "You, after the world ends." Ethan couldn't speak. Then, another video appeared. This one was dated 2044. Ethan pressed play. An older version of himself was sitting alone in a dark room. Behind him was a wall covered with photographs. Every photograph showed Ethan's life. Every mistake, every decision, every person he had lost. The older Ethan looked directly into the camera. "I spent 27 years trying to prevent the future. A long pause. Then, I discovered the truth. The camera moved closer. There was never a future. Another pause. There were only recordings. Ethan finally understood. The videos weren't predicting the future. They were creating it. Every time Ethan watched one, he changed his behavior. And every change created another version of the future. Someone was using those changes to build a specific timeline. But who? Ethan never got the chance to find out, because his phone suddenly started recording, by itself. Ethan tried to stop it. The screen wouldn't respond. A timer appeared. 1 second. 2 seconds. 3. Ethan stared at the screen, and suddenly, he understood. This wasn't a recording from tomorrow. It was being recorded right now. And somewhere in the world, someone was watching. The screen went black. Then, another room appeared. A person was sitting in front of hundreds of monitors. Every monitor showed Ethan. Different versions, different ages, different lives. The person reached toward a keyboard. We never see their face. They typed 3 words. Begin loop 8. The next morning, Ethan disappeared. Police found his phone lying on his bed. There was only one file left on it. A video titled, "The First Video? And the upload date? 6 years before Ethan was born. So now, there's only one question. If your phone showed you something that was going to happen tomorrow, would you watch it? Or would you be afraid that watching it was exactly what made it happen? Subscribe for more daily, interesting, mind-blowing content. MR Viral.